Sultana Begum for our discussions. She is the advocacy manager for the Norwegian Refugee Council, which is an independent humanitarian organization which helps displaced people. Sultana, good to have you back on the show. Even before the pandemic hit, the United Nations had labeled Yemen as the world's worst humanitarian crisis. If I look at some of the grim statistics, 10 million people near famine, and 80% of the country's population in dire need of aid. I'm wondering why such a situation is confronted with funding problems.
I think, your report highlighted the urgency of the situation in Yemen. COVID-19 is there, it's spreading rapidly. New research suggests that up to 1 million people may already be infected and up to 85,000 people could die. And Yemen is likely to see the peak of this virus in July and August. So, as you said, the situation is extremely urgent. So, our message to the governments who gave money at the Riyadh donor conference is the money is not enough. Without more money, we won't be able to provide food, cash, health services, all these things that Yemenis need to survive. So it's very, very important that governments show solidarity and give more money to Yemen.
How much worse has the coronavirus pandemic made things in the country?
The coronavirus has just exacerbated every single issue that Yemen was facing. And there was a long list of issues to begin with. So, 10 million people on the verge of starvation. Your report mentioned cholera, but there are other diseases like dengue fever. What displaced people that we work with are telling us that they're scared to leave their homes at the moment, that there's some lockdown measures and curfews mean they can't leave their homes, they're losing their jobs. There are many Yemenis who work abroad and give money to their families. Now, that money has dried up as well. So, really, as well as the health situation, I think what we're going to start to see is the economic situation really biting the Yemenis as well. And that could be even worse than the health situation.
hmm Obviously, a different approach is needed here. Couldn't perhaps the private sector step in here with multinational corporations helping out?
I think all hands on deck are needed in this situation. So, if the private sector are able to be involved to help support us to get, there's a shortage at the moment of hospital beds, intensive care units, protective equipment, and so forth. That would be really, really helpful. But at the same time, what we need is the humanitarian aid, the lifeline which many Yemenis rely on to be continued. So the food, the cash, the water, the health services. And that's where we need support from international governments to make sure that their aid workers can do their jobs and that Yemenis can get the help that they really need.
All right. Sultana Begum, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for joining us.